Hey everyone, for this project we decided to present the visual and spatial concepts by way of this video presentation. The content presented is meant to serve as an overview of the creative visualizations throughout the course literature. There will be 3 short pauses during this video presentation in order to engage in a live discussion, followed by an opportunity for everyone to engage in a mind mapping activity of your own research. At our most recent gathering, we provided a gift to each member of our class. At this time, we ask that everyone open their gift and have it readily available for the activity. These Danique journals reflect a component that has been echoed throughout the course literature, that creativity can change the world, and they have. With the purchase of these journals, we are helping to contribute to a social mission of building art schools throughout third world countries. But more importantly, we are able to see what the power of creativity can do. Lastly, we wanted to thank our professors and our fellow classmates for allowing us an opportunity to help stretch our creativity beyond measure.
Historically, map-making has served as a central form of storing vital information relating to our surroundings, as these discoveries would remain unknown had they not been mapped. Mapping has become the metaphor for both connecting and overlapping structures and has reflected on thinking processes, mental strategies, techniques, and knowledge that enables us to investigate unknown patterns of information. Then, we communicate these patterns to express, build, and assess new knowledge. James H. Wandersee's insightful analysis makes a connection between map-making and cognition, focuses on 4 basic purposes: to challenge one's assumptions, to recognize new patterns, to make new connections, and to visualize the unknown. Presently, humankind has grasped the metaphor to discover and map new frontiers as a way to highlight the journey traveled and the journey ahead, a pattern that will be recognized throughout the video presentation.
Based on the literature, there are many components that formulate thinking maps. Primarily, visual tools, or seeing, are used to represent the bird's eye view for connections among ideas and concepts. They generate and unveil mental models for constructing, remembering, communicating, negotiating meanings, assessing, reforming, and rediscovering. Information, ideas, experiences, and different types of intelligences. Realistically, visual tools help us to make sense of the world and become lifelong learners. Further, the 8 thinking process map serves as a toolkit that fosters student learning and embodies the creative quality of brainstorming webs, graphic organizers, and conceptual maps to visually communicate a diverse range of perspectives. Lastly, maps are much like paintings. They are drawn from a certain perspective and thus have limitations. This means that each map is made in the eye of the beholder, with the instruments at hand and within the intellectual and philosophical paradigm of its maker. A representation of this very concept will take place to reflect the perspectives and insights taken from the ever-changing landscape of everyday life.
In order to grasp the content, we felt that it was best to apply the various concepts learned to our own research focus and highlight the journeys through the culture of the arts. Throughout each documentary, we ask that our classmates acknowledge any and all forms of visualizations as we plan to discuss these findings in our live discussions following each story. Our hope is for you to be able to apply these concepts to your own mind mapping activity. In speaking of our journeys, we wanted to share the pivotal moments that have taken place throughout our own lives and how these moments have defined and shaped who we are as individuals and as students. This is our why, and these are our stories.
My name is Jennifer, and my why dates back to 2011. a doctor-prepared advanced practice nurse earning my DNP, I felt I was well equipped to translate knowledge into practice. But I soon realized that I lacked the education and skills required to generate new knowledge. As a result, I made it a personal goal to pursue my PhD with the long-term objective of marrying the skill sets of translational and traditional research to advance the science of nursing. Ironically, my experience in the PhD program has mapped many pivotal moments throughout my research journey. Although these pivots have painted an unpredictable picture, I have recognized that these pivotal moments will become clearer as I allow serendipity to run its course. What I have learned on my journey so far and what I would like to share with you today is that serendipity, although often associated with luck, is much different than luck. Serendipity involves sagacity, and its components are intelligence, keen observation, and sound judgment. With serendipity, we must recognize and seize an opportunity, imagine new possibilities, and make creative leaps. Within the literature, there was mention that great ideas coming out of sequence typically don't get captured because we are compelled to start with a clear beginning, middle, and end. In starting my PhD, the focus of my research interests was opioid use among women of childbearing age. With my years of experience as a neonatal nurse practitioner and the growing national opioid crisis, I felt I had a sound foundation to begin my research journey. But about 8 months into the program, a landslide occurred. I won't bore you with the details, but I realized that the focus and the direction of my research needed to change, and I believe that serendipity played a part. My life, career, and now the direction of my research focus have been a series of fortuitous events. My map and my picture are changing, and only time will tell if serendipity served as a distraction, a bright, shiny object that led me off the path, a beacon guiding me home, or if the landslide will bring me down.
Afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you, but time makes you bolder, even children.
My name's MJ, and I am currently a second-year PhD in nursing student at the University of Utah, and I currently serve as the Senior Vice President of Clinical Development for an accountable care organization in Utah. My why dates back to 2004 when I was first exposed to the world of healthcare. At the age of 18, my mother fell ill to a rare disease challenging a diverse group of healthcare professionals and our family infrastructure. Although at a much naive age, it was apparent that all members of our healthcare team relied heavily on each other to provide the highest quality of care. As family members, their expectation of communication was at an all-time high, as it warranted the confidence in knowing she was in great hands. Upon her discharge, we were not properly educated or provided with the appropriate resources to successfully aid in her recovery. This resulted in 3 hospital readmissions in 2 short months and 2 unfortunate strokes. Throughout my mother's transition back to home, my sister and I inadvertently filled the roles of an absent care team. My sister played the role of her pharmacist by filling her medication box daily and educating herself on each medication, while I provided nursing support, assisting my mother with her activities of daily living, scheduling follow-up appointments, and ensuring communication took place prior to handoff amongst family members. Ironically, this very situation allowed us to discover our professional calling. My sister went on to complete her pharmacy degree while I pursued a path in nursing, with our mother being our first patient. Nearly a decade later marked a similar situation in my life. In 2014, I was presented with the challenge to plant seeds for a transitional care management program to help fill in the communication gaps upon patients transitioning from an acute care setting. Much of what I discovered was similar to my mother's situation. Patients continue to transition home without the necessary resources or tools to succeed, resulting in failed outcomes. I am a firm believer that there should be no trade secrets in healthcare, and it should be built on collaborative and innovative efforts. Without both concepts, it is certain that healthcare will never arrive at a better place. In becoming a keener observer, our healthcare neighborhood has inadvertently become siloed, as healthcare professionals only know how to practice independently. In order to shift this culture, the flow of ideas concept led to a valid point. Rather than placing new patches on old clothes, it made more sense to tear down these buildings and rebuild our healthcare neighborhood focused on communication and collaboration. Although this program has faced more challenges than successes, the most rewarding feeling throughout the past few years is seeing our community unite as a team of cheerleaders for our patients, working collaboratively rather than individually. Now when our patients succeed, we all succeed.
Smile. Ask her if she wants to stay. She will be loved.
My name is Alex, and my why dates back to August of 2014. I was in my first semester of the MPH program at Cal State Fullerton, while my family resided several thousand miles away. In working in a geriatric space, I was able to build a circle of trust around faculty members as well as their loved ones. I considered these members to be family, or so I thought. On the weekend of finals week, I was asked by my professor Anne to babysit her 1-year-old boy. His brother was 10 at the time, and asked for me to stay and play with him after my babysitting shift ended. From there, Anne invited me to stay for dinner. Her husband, Danny, returned home from work around 7 p.m. After a few glasses of wine and playing cards, the evening was winding down, around 9. It's important to note that this was in general such a normal way to spend an evening. Upon concluding the night, both Anne and Danny insisted I not drive and to stay on the couch. Around 10 p.m., the 10-year-old asked for me to stay and watch Elf. Danny decided to stay up to watch the movie as well, while Anne went to bed with the baby. At 11 p.m., I had fallen asleep, and Danny had made his way over to the couch. From there, I was sexually assaulted while his 10-year-old was present. Danny then decided to take his 10-year-old son to bed. Still slightly intoxicated, I knew I was not safe to drive, and set my alarm for 3 a.m. while I slept it off, not thinking that Danny would return. Within 30 minutes, he returned and I was raped. As anxiety set in, I was too afraid to report this incident. Like many victims, I too feared of the outcome. Would I be kicked out of school? Will I get in trouble for what happened? Will I be blamed? Then it hit me. I completely broke down. The following Monday, I had my Gero final in Anne's class. In a state of mixed emotions, my friends encouraged me to report this and drove me to the police station. The police took my story seriously, but recommended I obtained a recording by contacting Danny to seek for the reason why the incident took place. I was denied on all 3 occasions for a rape kit to be conducted because I didn't verbalize no. The following day, Anne contacted me and expressed that she was worried because I had missed the final. I let her know what happened and she stated, "Are you sure he didn't think it was me?" And then continued with, "Don't talk to me, I'm getting a lawyer." I immediately was flooded with thoughts: nervous, doubt, debt, failing, embarrassment. I had no choice but to call my parents, who decided to immediately drive to Southern California. I was encouraged by my parents to withdraw from my program and finish elsewhere. I declined and completed finals the remainder of the week and was given a lower grade in Anne's class. At this point, Title IX had failed, law enforcement had failed, but most importantly, Anne had failed me. My healing time served as the incubation period. as I took moments to deflect, reflect, disconnect, connect, and experience the peaks and troughs. I was embraced by my mentor, Dr. Michelle Mutapa, who was willing to give me the confidence to pursue sexual violence, education, and statistics. From her guidance, I had restored my trust in humankind and was reminded of the importance of forgiveness. Currently, I'm still healing, but time has played a significant role in this phase of my life. I'm currently a PhD student focused on sexual violence education and awareness. I know my experience provides bias and assumptions, but the nursing field offers a team science approach that will change this. I am confident I'll have a comprehensive approach to this research space. In my portraits as a survivor, the concepts of the thinking map plays out. Maps are primary guides in our lives, and these maps challenge our assumptions, recognize new patterns, make new connections, and visualize the unknown. I hope to promote awareness and educate college students on sexual violence, as 1 in 4 college-aged women will become victims. And well knowing that thinking maps are often internal, flexible, and quickly changing, they can become most powerful when spoken through visualization that presents the human aspect of the experience.
Till it happens to you, you won't know. It won't be real. No, it won't be real. Won't know how it feels.
Although each story documented a diverse element, we wanted to acknowledge a common theme within each. Throughout the filming of our documentaries, we were often reminded to reflect on pivotal moments that have taken place. However, they were unexplainable in words or through visuals. For us, it was particular songs that served as a soundtrack to our story. For me, the song She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5 was the song that I fell asleep to each night during my mom's hospitalization. For Alex, Till It Happens to You by Lady Gaga was a song that was passed along by her father following her experience. This particular song provided her with a sense of comfort and spoke the words that she was unable to find at the time. And for Jen, the lyrics of Landslide represented her pivotal moments in her research journey thus far. But realistically, it just made sense that Stevie Nicks made a cameo in this video presentation. Lastly, we wanted to personally thank our professors and our classmates for providing us with a safe space to share our stories. We hope that by sharing our stories through the various forms of visual and spatial concepts has allowed everyone boundless opportunities to integrate creativity into your own research. We look forward to seeing all the great things the TNT cohort will do.